This morning we're taking a closer look at the BlazeVideo trail and game camera provided by the nice folks at BlazeVideo. I've been trying it out for the last couple of weeks and actually having a lot of fun with it. There's a lot of competition in the trail cam segment right now at this price range. One thing I like about the BlazeVideo setup is the simplicity. A lot of trail cams have a lot more adjustables, a lot more things that you can change, but I think for people that are looking for a game camera, what's really a lot of fun with these is you can find out what's happening in your backyard. I mean, that's what I run the backyard birding video channel on YouTube, and have a lot of fun with these cameras over the years. This one is probably one of the more fun and easy to use ones. It's got a very simple layout. We'll run through it here real quick. First off, in the set position, and you just go hit menu, and you've got mode, which is camera, video, and camera plus video. Most of the time I use video. This particular trail cam, it takes really good quality pictures for birds and things like that up close. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. Language, of course, and the video sizes. You've got 1920, 1280, and 720. There's no reason to not always shoot at 1920. Video length is adjustable from 1 to 30 seconds. And the interval, that's the time it takes to reset between videos, goes from 5 seconds, which is the minimum, up to an hour. Now, I always run at the minimum, in this case 5 seconds. Sentry level, normal, high, and low. I almost always run it high. I'm willing to accept a lot more battery usage to get the right picture for my channel. If you want to conserve batteries, and depending on the what the size of the animal you're trying, you can go to low or normal. But I usually am focusing on birds and small mammals, so I always use high. And of course, date and time. And a date stamp, where it puts a date stamp with the temperature and the moon phase and things like that on your video or your picture. And time lapse, which is a nice feature, because with it you can set a time lapse if you want to get a picture of a changing landscape or a flower blooming or something like that over time. And a password, which is kind of nice if you're going to use if you're going to use a lot of these spread around on your own land or public land, and you don't want people to be able to open up and mess with it. Serial number, SD card storage, reformat the card, and then go back to all the default settings, and the software firmware version. One thing I like about this one is it still uses the standard size SD card, and a lot of them are going to the micro SD card. Well, if you've ever changed one of these out in the field, it's a whole lot harder to insert and remove a mini SD card than it is the standard SD card. You have to use your nail, and it's not uncommon to have one of those little mini SD cards launched through the air with a spring, and then you have to try and find it, especially if it's cold outside and something like that. But yeah, I mean, I don't see any advantage particularly to using a micro SD versus a standard SD. I personally like the standard SD. So also in the set mode, it's got a couple of nice features that more and more of the cameras are having now. You can take pictures and video with it. Like you just press this button and it takes a picture. You change it to video mode, and then you press the right button again and it starts to take a video. You press it again and it stops. So, and then back to camera mode. That's a nice feature. I mean, you can actually use this as a camera and video camera if you want to document the surrounding area around where you're setting it up. Maybe you want to get sort of a picture of where you're setting it up and things like that, or just to use it in a pinch. Works pretty good. So once you have it all set up, then you just turn it to on, and and that's it. And it's counted, and you count it down, and it works. It has the transparent IR lights now, which most of the cameras have. I mean, there's no reason to get a camera that doesn't have the blackout IR lights, or the the stealth mode that the older ones would glow red at night. And these you can't see at all, and the animals can't see them. And it's solid, not as compact as some of them, but it's pretty much similar to what you expect for a trail cam in this price range, and it's got a nice screen to review. And I've mentioned this on all the cameras now. I mean, there's just simply no reason to buy a trail cam that doesn't have the on-screen review. Put it in playback mode, you just simply push OK, and you can see those are the pictures that I just took a little while ago when I was doing the test. OK, I'm back. So, and your battery compartment is over here on the right. 8 AA batteries. You want to use high quality brand name alkaline or better batteries. Rechargeable batteries generally don't work too well on these. They don't last as long as fresh quality alkaline batteries. And when the batteries start getting weak and you start getting poorer performance, especially at night when firing off the IR lights. Really a pretty good, well-written and understandable manual. It covers everything. A mini USB port so you can hook it up to a computer. I rarely do that. I usually just take the card out, and then a strap for mounting it to a tree or whatever. And an area here, or an external DC power adapter. Tripod mount, which I use actually quite a bit. And overall, I think my impression of it is that it takes really excellent bird and small mammal pictures close up. That's actually one of the uses that I use this camera most for. And I think of all the cameras I've used, this one probably takes the best close-ups of birds. And triggering seems to be pretty exceptional. I mean, this happens to be the painted bunning season, so I've been putting it out there and capturing some painted bunnings, and you'll see a lot of examples after this review is over. I think one of the things is it has a fairly wide field of view compared to some other trail cameras, and usually the wider the field of the view, the closer your minimum focus is. And minimum focus on this camera is down close to 12 to 18 inches, which is really good if you want to get close-up pictures and video of small birds and things like that. And I'll show you a ton of examples. So overall, my impression of it is really positive. And for me, in my backyard bird and animal documentation, this particular camera, fits a nice little niche for me, because I can get higher quality close-up bird pictures. If you think about how you want to document the birds or small mammals that might visit your backyard, there's basically 3 ways. That's having a zoom camera, which you yourself are holding, and the video lasts about 15, 16 minutes, and you have to hold it all the time, and that's fine if you want to get real close-ups, and that's what I used, for a lot of my videos. The other is to use an action camera, where you mount it like this, real close to the where the animals are going to be, and you'll get high quality pictures and video with that. But the batteries only last at best 60 to 80 minutes. So if you want something that's going to document, especially the small birds and small mammals in a particular area in your backyard over a long period of time, on the order of days and weeks, this is really the only method to do that. A camera trap. And for camera traps at this price, this one has 16 megapixels, and the quality of the photographs and videos is pretty good, and I'll show you a whole bunch of examples. So just to wrap this up, one of the things that strikes me most about this particular trail camera is just the ease and simplicity of use. So if you're looking for something that's simple to set up, simple to use, simple to deploy, and get reliable triggers and good photos and videos, and at this price point, it's pretty hard to go wrong.